A group of heavy metal bands have come together to help those in the music industry impacted by the pandemic. UK metal merger, in collaboration with Stagehand, are releasing a new single called In Solitude, sung by the talents of bands such as Cradle of Filth and My Dying Wife, to raise funds for those who've lost their jobs during the last year. Let's have a listen. Well, record producer and organiser of the UK Metal Merger campaign, Mark Mynett, and Cradle of Filth guitarist Richard Shaw both join us. Good morning to you. So who decided that help was needed?
It was a situation where, when the industry shut down over a year ago now, there was a situation quickly developed where there's going to be a catastrophic loss of skills, knowledge and experience in the live music industry. This is about audio, lighting, video, pyro, stage building, highly skilled technicians who haven't worked in the industry for over a year, and no live show is going to happen without these highly skilled technicians. And the support is about putting the necessary structures in place so that they can come back to live music from maybe stacking shelves or driving delivery trucks, whatever it may be. The live music industry is so important to this country. It's a 1.3 billion contribution to the GDP of the country. The music industry itself is 5.2 billion in the UK. And as I say, we're potentially facing a catastrophic loss of skills with these highly skilled technicians.
Yeah, the unsung heroes behind the stars that we see on stage. And Richard, why did you decide to get involved with UK Metal Merger?
Mark got in touch with me and he wanted to work with me for a while. I've wanted to work with him for a while. And when he proposed working on some music to help technicians around the UK, some of which are some of my closest friends who work with me in Cradle of Filth. I've worked with many crew members in the past, many crew members in other bands who I know are really struggling right now. Musicians and crew are really struggling right now. They seem to have slipped through the net without any help from the government. Some have, some really haven't. And I've got a lot of pretty horrific stories about the lengths some crew members have gone to just find work, who very highly skilled, very adaptable, transferable skills, yet they're struggling to find any work because of the situation right now, because everyone's looking for work. And I know crew members who have gone to food banks, they're struggling to feed and clothe their children. And these are people who have been doing their job for decades through no fault of their own. They slipped through the net. So it just seemed like the perfect time to get together, make some music, make a great song, and really highlight this issue.
Mark, I mean, it's quite touching, isn't it? The stories that Richard describes there of members having to go to food banks. What sort of support has been available? I mean, have they literally just been cast aside and have to fend for themselves?
Not all of them. There's roughly 20% who've slipped through the gaps in the government support, and that's for a wide variety of reasons. It could be that they've moved from being employed within a venue to being self-employed. There's a whole host of reasons why. And the overall situation is that the lucky ones have got jobs and they have managed to get some work, but it's not going to change overnight, Gillian. The live industry isn't going to come back immediately after June the 21st at the earliest. It's going to be a very slow process, and initially it's only going to be domestic activity. And if you think that for a medium to large size gig, to put 5 people on the stage is approximately 200 crew members, and those 200 crew members, without which the live music scene, which we all love so much, which gives so much value and meaning to our lives, is not going to exist. And that, as I say, the knowledge and experience of these members, of these crew members, is absolutely incredible. And the British music industry is going to be at a severe loss if they don't return to the industry. And the support that we're raising funds for. So it's on the Just Giving page if you just look for UK Metal Merger. The support is to provide all the necessary means for them to return to live music. And it's not just financial support. There's mental health support, stagehand, train people in mental health first aid. And they also provide addiction rehabilitation in rare cases. And it's a really, really important organisation.
Yeah. And Richard, it's been a difficult time for musicians and those that work to put them on stage. How good was it to get back to performing with putting together In Solitude?
It's been brilliant. I've been incredibly lucky in the sense that, yes, I've not been on tour since November 2019. However, I've been very lucky with teaching work and sessions. And when Mark approached me to make this song, it was almost cathartic to put down some riffs, some ideas, and work with him and the amazing array of musicians that we have on the record. It just felt so good to get back to it, and it was almost a little glimmer where it was like, okay, if it feels this good to make this record, imagine how good it will feel to get back to playing live.
Yeah, counting down the hours, I'm sure. Richard and Mark, thank you so much.
Oh, it's going to be so euphoric.
Thanks so much for speaking to us. I can tell you can't wait. Good to speak to you.
I can't wait. Thank you.